Greetings, all you pirates and samurai out there. I'm Dooz Disden, and I'm coming at you with another chapter review of One Piece. This time it's chapter 956, titled Big News. As the cover page shows the continued investigation of Capone Beige and his gang and his family looking for Chiffon's sister Lola. He has arrived in Dressrosa with him taking out the nearby Marines and asking a vagrant at the port, who seems to be like, oh, so you're looking for Lola. Does that mean she finally found a husband? So they are on the right track up until this moment. Now, in terms of the actual story proper, we actually pick up with the news around the world, as we see Garp has escorted the Fishman royal family back home. Shirahoshi, Neptune, all of them are back home successfully and all that good stuff, so they can relax. They're talking about the recent leveling and how there were a bit of button heads and all that good stuff, but everything seems to have been pretty okay for the most part, and the really interesting and touchy subjects. But apparently, something major happened that Garp wants to tell to the royal family. Something that happened to their most recent friend, Vivi, in the Alabaster Kingdom. But before we can find anything about that, we cut off to Pangaea Castle, and we get to see a few of the representatives on their way out, leaving, heading back home, and all that good stuff. The people of the Ryugu Kingdom, they're very close to where Mary Joy is, just under the red line, so it was easier for them to get back home. But everyone else has a bit of a distance to go through. We then pick up at Big News Morgan's newspaper agency, and we've come to find out that he has a big bit of big news, specifically that there's some kind of casualty, some kind of death that has happened at the Leveling. So something involving Sabo, Vivi, Fuji, Toro, Green Bull, something really big happened here. However, we actually have the one, I think it's the photographer for the world government, who usually puts out the wanted posters before Absol took over the job. But then it reverted to this guy because Absol came down with a slight bit of death. And apparently it's a check. It's hush money for him not to print that big news that he has. But he's just like, send it back. There's no way I'd bury this incident, only for the guy to rip off his own face, revealing that it's actually a Cypherpole agent in disguise, there to make sure that Big News Morgan hushes up about the incident. Only for Big News Morgan to just completely pummel the dude. Like, dude, what? Big News Morgan, goddamn hands, what? But he's just like, yeah, no. I'm not a slave to anyone in terms of stuff like this. When I have big news, I print it. Damn be to anyone who tries to step to me. So we actually come to find out that his, HQ for the world news is actually a hot air balloon. So he's just like, yep, looks like this place isn't safe anymore. Time to move shop. So they just pack things up. And with the help of all the various news coups, they're able to just get off to another location so that they can actually properly send that information out into the world. And, as the various people around the world find out this information, there's a lot of bits of shock and horror and all that good stuff. We then cut to the Kamabaka Kingdom, where the revolutionary HQ has moved to after Baltigo went down. And everyone is in utter shock. Apparently something has happened to Sabo, and they're all in a little bit of disbelief, because they can't get in contact with any of their commanders or anything like that. Sabo, as well as God, I'm like blanking on a few of their names, but you know, Sabo and the rest of them have apparently gone down. It was reported in the news. I love that Stelly is finding out about it, that Sabo was there as well. Makino is distraught, over at the Goa Kingdom in Fuchsia Village. She's in a bit of a sadness, like, no, not that too. Dadan is distraught, so apparently Sabo has been captured. There's no way they'd be reacting that way to anything but that. But at most, they might be under the impression that he's dead, only for him to have gone into hiding. Because there's no way they'd kill off Sabo off screen. And, like, even if they captured him, it's just like, yo, come on. Like, Sabo's being captured as well? Like, dude, not after what happened with Ace. I'm just like, no, I am not about that. Meanwhile, Impel Down, Doflamingo is just like, ah, man, never a dull moment. So I guess those assassins never managed to get down to him. We then also get cut to the Beehive Island or Full of Lead, whichever translation you're going to, as Blackbeard's like, okay, so if they're gonna be, the Marines are gonna be rounding those guys up, I'm gonna go after them first. And it was you're kind of wondering, wait, go after who first? What's going on there? Then we cut to present day, where Colby is traveling with a battalion of Marines, and he's in communication with someone about the recent goings on. And we come to find out that someone is none other than X-Drake. We come to find out that both X-Drake and Kobe are part of this top secret special force division of the Marines called SWORD. So, it has to be that they're under deep cover, because, it's very obvious that, okay, that's what it was. All this time, DS-Drake, however you want to pronounce it, has been undercover. But the way that Kizaru went at it with X-Drake back at Sabaody, there's no way he's in the know about this as well. And they have to be reporting to Garp, because this feels like the kind of thing that Garp or Sengoku would be a part of, underneath the nose of Sakazuki. So it has to be something like that. But X-Drake reports to Kobe that the Kaido and Big Mom have formed their own alliance, and he's reporting about how Luffy's involved, how Law's involved, all this stuff is going down. And he even reports that he saw CP0 there as well, which, is pretty obvious he's not trying to be found out by CP0 or anything like that. It's obvious that, both sides, there's a lot of, it's really showing that there's a lot of inside machinations going on within the world government as a whole. But when he asks Kobe where he's at, he reports that he's heading to Nagoshima to arrest the pirate Empress. And that's when X-Drake finds out, and the rest of the world as well, much to the celebration of a few people and much to the distress of others, that the warlord system, the Shichibukai system, has been abolished at the behest of the various kings out there, namely Nefeltari Cobra and Rikudolt III. And, all these various forces of the world government, of the Navy, are just heading in on the various different warlords. Buggy's freaking out over the fact that it's just like, yo, whoa, this is so one-sided. Just as I managed to gain warlord system, it's not my fault people like Crocodile or Doflamingo pulled a fast one on you idiots. So, Buggy and the rest of his crew is freaking out and stuff like that. So Buggy's in a bit of the shit. We have all these forces, rolling up onto the Karigane Kingdom, which explains why Mihawk had told Perona, you best get stepping before things start popping off. And Mihawk's just sitting up in his castle like, ah man, it's been a long time since I've been chased. So you know he's about to wreck all kinds of shit. We cut to a unknown island in the world government where Edward Weevil and his mother Miss Barking have been surrounded, and we also cut to Neogashima in Amazon Lily where the whole entire island has been surrounded. But Boa Hancock's only comment is just like, oh well, I'm not really worried or anything like that. It seems that the world government needs to be reminded that the reason we became Shichibukai is because we are strong. Now, again, I made this comment back during my review of Stampede. It's just like, you don't know how strong Boa Hancock truly is. We've only seen her fight during filler at most, and that's not a good representative of all of her abilities. We don't know how truly capable she is, because the only real toe-to-toe matchup she had was against Smoker, and Smoker had no chance against her. Boa Hancock is not someone to be underestimated, and she's about to show that right here and now, and I'm all about that. But naturally we're gonna cut to something else, and that's, we're gonna find out like a year later what actually happened during this whole showdown. But a great time, a fun time. Just you gotta really appreciate those chapters that show what's going on in the rest of the world. But the fact that we know nothing about what happened with Sabo, man, I'm really kind of like, I want to know what happened to Sabo. I want to know what happened to Sabo. Like, dude, come on. Like, I really do want to know what happened with that showdown between the top 4 commanders of the Revolutionary Army versus 2 of the newest admirals. Like, yo, come on. But we'll just have to wait and see what happens next. Tell me your thoughts and theories in the comment section below. What do you think happened to Sabo? What do you think's gonna happen? Which of the warlords is actually gonna be captured, and which will end up escaping, and on top of that actually managing to join up with Blackbeard as he's after them as well? I'm very interested to see where that goes. But it'll be very fun to see the aftermath of all of this. I very much doubt at most Buggy might get captured, but at most I feel we barely ever even got to see Buggy as a warlord, so I feel like that really tells you something. But I'm really interested in any thoughts and theories as where this whole event is actually going to go down, and what do you think happened to Vivi? I hope she's okay. I hope she's alright. Like, man, just that cliffhanger though, that cliffhanger action. But again, thoughts and theories in the comment section below. If you liked this video, leave me a like. If you didn't, feel free to leave me a dislike and tell me what I did wrong in the comment section below. Subscribe and hit the bell icon, that way you never miss out on another One Piece chapter review. And until the next video, just remember that if you've got big news, never let it be contained. And if you want to find me on social media, just Google Dues Diz Din. I'm everywhere, for better or for worse. Hide your kids, hide your wives. And until next time, I'm Dues Diz Din, and I'm going to bed. Bye-bye.